Welcome to KenKenReviews. I'm KenKen, Mr. I'm gonna watch it so you don't have to. And this is a review for The Acolyte. You've got this far. Use the Force. And subscribe. Let's discuss.
Last night, a Jedi was murdered.
The Jedi justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace. But that peace is a lie.
Jedi are being hunted.
She was my student. I trained her. Let me be the one to bring her in.
I sense this is only a small part of a larger plan.
The Acolyte is set at the end of the Star Wars franchise's High Republic era. This is about 100 years before Star Wars Phantom Menace takes place. It sees a respected Jedi Master investigating a series of crimes that bring him into contact with his former Padawan and reveals sinister forces. Lee Jung-jae, Mr. Squid Game himself. He plays Master Soul, a Jedi Master that we follow through the story and we uncover his dark secrets. Let me tell you something about Lee, yeah? Lee didn't know English before the show. You see, when he got the show, then he said, you know what, I'm going to learn English just for this role. Within 4 months, bro's talking English. Now in the show, he has a little accent, but you wouldn't know this. So I rate it. Bro did his thing. I absolutely rate it. And it was a good performance. He did really well. Amanda Stenberg graces us like a double-edged lightsaber with a duo role. She plays both characters, Osha and May, who are twins in the show. Now, even those two characters, personalities are not that far off, so it just felt like for one character she had a lot more to do than the other. But Amanda gets her praise for her choreography. She got down and dirty and she was excellent. Very, very impressed. Manny Jacinto was my MVP and he plays the stranger. His switch up from being this babbling buffoon to a stone cold killer, bro, this kid is one for the future. Keep an eye out for him. Other cast members include legendary Carrie-Anne Moss, Jodie Turner-Smith, Dean Charles Chapman, Charlie Barnett, and Benny Moore. The Acolyte had a different feel to it. It felt very grounded. It felt different. And most of that was based on its aesthetics, the way it looks. The outfits went a lot more traditional. Long robes, tribal-looking garments. The locations were very more village-based encampments. So they felt more lifelike, a lot more character to them because there's a lot going on, there's a lot to see, and it just felt very engrossing. The new Sith helmet design, though, ooh, I loved it. It had this look where it looks like the helmet's giving this kind of grin, this evil smile. Flippin' sick. Absolutely loved it. Choreography from everybody. Everybody did a fantastic job. It's solid. The hand-to-hand combat, saber fights, all of it. The hand-to-hand stuff gave it a fresh take because who knew all we needed in Star Wars to make it feel a bit fresh was Kung Fu. I didn't know that, but I appreciate it, and I'm damn well here for it. Fun fact, Amanda is actually a talented violin player, and she composed or performed a lot of the score in the show, so well done to her. Multi-talented. The story was unique. That's the term I'm going to use for it. There was a lot of surprises, which a lot of viewers complained about, but if you take time and you deep it, it just weren't your typical Star Wars story. It's set in the Republic era, let's not forget that. Now, on paper, this would make for the perfect Star Wars drama. There is an assassin going around killing loads of different Jedi Masters with no weapons. Just think about that story. Sign me up. The key elements are the writing and the directing, with a particular emphasis on the writing. The issue with this series, as with many others, is the inconsistency of the writers. Some are talented and others are not. And you could see it from episode to episode. Who's dead and who's not. And for that reason, the story and the movement of the show was all over the place. And that's why you're seeing a lot of uproar, and it's justified. The Jedi are made out to be these deranged monk space cops going around snatching kids from these lesbian space witches. What are we doing here? The child actors were grinding my gears. Look, on this channel, we don't care how old you are. If you're good, you get your praise. If you're rubbish, we talk about it too. Anybody can get it on this channel. Don't get it twisted. There are some highs in the show, not that many, but there are a few. We had one of the best Jedi fights that I've seen in a very, very long time. And that is due to Daphne Keane bringing that X-23 energy. If you listen closely, you'd hear her do her X-23 scream. Fire. I really, really liked her character. As well as the villain, who was a savage with it all. He was moving. There was some good camera work as well. There was 2 Jedi fights happening in 2 different locations, and they were transitioning one to the other. And I liked that. That was a cool little direction. So whoever did that, big up to you. All in all, it had the Star Wars ingredients. It did. A story around revenge, family, redemption, and of course, lightsabers. The story though felt like it needed more time, it needed more direction. Otherwise, there's a lot of potential here. Osha and May, for me, were forgettable. Didn't really care about their story. Their story was very bland, and it wasn't very moving. The action was good. The kung fu mixed with fighting with lightsabers made for a fresh dynamic to the Star Wars franchise. Some great characters created for this came to nothing, but they were still well developed to an extent. Cheesy dialogue, bad writing, poor storytelling made the show as a whole fall short. Don't get it twisted though. Most of the review bombs that you see, I'm on to you lot. It's really because the protagonist doesn't look like them. We see you. Get over it. Me personally, I want a season 2 because there's a lot of these characters that I want to see more of. I want to see them fleshed out and developed and see where they could really go with better writers. Did you enjoy the show? Who was your favorite character? Were you happy with that finale? Do you also want a season 2? Are you down with Crouching Jedi, Hidden Acolyte? If you enjoyed this review, don't be like the review bombers. Don't be like them. Support the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's discuss.